Well, we've seen this formation before. We're gonna see it again. Let's just dive in and see how this one differs from all the others. This one is called the Magic Box 6. There is several versions apparently of this. It is based on the 424 Deformation 2, which we are going to take a look at probably next week. Now, this does look almost exactly similar to the Italian asymmetric deformation that we just took a look at the other day. There are a couple changes like a shadow striker here, a deep line playmaker here. There are some tactical changes as well. There's probably going to be some individual player instruction changes as well. But the creator used Man City with their test, getting a whopping 102 points, 100, it looks like 126 or 128 goals. So it was very attacking, very well done, but we're going to check it out with our three teams of Liverpool and Aston Villa in the Premier League and our championship side of Ipswich. So with that said, let's just dive into the Premier League and see how our teams did. Well, this is something you don't see every day. Aston Villa, just like the Italian asymmetric deformation, they come in first. This time with 92 points. They do have a less goal tally with 108. Liverpool bringing it up from fourth to second with 87 points. Only 96 goals though. But it still seems to have worked. Interesting. Since Aston Villa is on top of the table, we are going to check them out first. Domestic Cups out in the Carabao Cup immediately. Third round, 1-2 against West Ham, and out against Wolves in the FA Cup fifth round, 1-2. But they have a fantastic run all the way through the Europa Conference League up to the final with a 3-0 win over Sparta Prague. So overall, Premier League, fantastic. Europa Conference League, fantastic. Everything else, not so much. Squad-wise, that is a sea of green right there that you don't see all that often. 44 goals for Ollie Watkins, 29 for Diaby. Assist 21 for Douglas Luiz. Average rating, Ollie Watkins though with a 7.38. But now we switch over to Liverpool and they have a phenomenal run all the way through the domestic cups. Fourth round, they beat Ipswich 4-0. Jota getting all four. Wow, they get to the Carabao Cup final, beating Manchester United 1-0. Love that. Brentford dropping in the FA Cup final 5-3 after beating Everton in extra time. Wow. And they do pick up trophy number 3 of the season against AC Milan 4-1 in the Europa League. So this definitely was a phenomenal result, phenomenal season for Liverpool. Second place, yeah, you're 5 points off of first Aston Villa, but it's still Aston Villa using the same tactic. Winners of the Europa League, winners of the FA Cup, winners of the Carabao Cup. That's pretty massive. Squad-wise, they've got some green there, no question about it, but 29 goals for Salah, 25 for Nunez, McAllister with 24, assists 26 for Trent, and then average rating Salah, of course, with a 7.38, as does Kelleher with 8 appearances. Data Hub, Aston Villa looking pretty nice on both fronts. About the same, maybe a little bit better in the defensive pieces than usual, but 2.84 goals per game is definitely better than usual. 1.03 conceded, 1.21 XG against. The conceded actually is better. Data Hub for Liverpool, they are missing some goals, and as we've seen, only 90 plus goals there. Not the greatest tally we've ever seen. Defensively, though, they've picked it up. Goals per game, 2.53. Definitely on the lower side of what we've seen lately, but 0.79 conceded, 0.9 XG against. That's not bad. Premier League stats, 2.42 points per game for Aston Villa, 2.29 for Liverpool. Most goals, Aston Villa with 108, Liverpool with 96. It's respectable, but and well above Man City. But still, we've seen them above 100 several times over again. Fewer shots against Liverpool, though, come in third with 272, Aston Villa in sixth with 361. Most dribbles made, Liverpool with 711, Aston Villa with 641. And most shots for Liverpool come in first with 639, Aston Villa 579. Now, Ipswich Town, of course, with Aston Villa and Liverpool doing so well, they come in first as well. The problem is 95 points is really low from what we've seen lately. 99 goals looks like tops, but yeah, that's pretty low too. Domestic Cups, they did a very respectable job getting to the Carabao Cup quarterfinals, just losing out to West Ham 0-2. And as we already saw, they drop out in the FA Cup fourth round to Liverpool 0-4. So overall, this is definitely not a season to forget for Ipswich Town. They're getting to the Premier League next season. They got the tops of the league. Very well done. It could just be a down season in the league. But overall, yeah, we've seen a lot higher. And as I always say, if you take control of this, you could definitely do a better job yourself. I'm just doing a flat holiday sim here. I'm taking control of nothing. If you take control of the transfers, the training, the match outs, and all that, you could definitely raise this a bit. Respectable place to be in the Carabao Cup, FA Cup, whatever. And squad-wise, you got 5 in the green. Wow, it's just funny how that works. 23 goals for Hurst, 10 for Connor Chaplin, no one else. 17 assists for Leif Davis. Average rating, of course, Leif Davis gets a 7.40. Championship stats, 2.07 points per game is definitely on the lower mark, but they sit in first, of course. Most goals, 99, one more than Norwich after playoffs. Fewest shots against in first with 286. Most dribbles made in sixth with 789, and most shots for in first with 730. But now switching things up to the tactic itself. Again, this looks almost exactly like a spitting image of the Italian asymmetric deformation that we took a look at the other day, with just a couple of changes. But we start out with a sweeper keeper in defend, wing backs on the left and the right in attack, ball playing defenders in the central spots. A deep lying playmaker in support is one of those changes, a DM in support, an inside forward in support on the left. A shadow striker is the other change in attack on the right. Advanced forwards in attack up front. Balanced mentality is definitely different. In possession, attacking with a standard. Approach plays pass to space. Overlap on the right, but focus played on the left. Passing directness is shorter. Tempo is higher. Low crosses and run at defense. In transition, counter press, counter, distribute quickly and roll it out. And out of possession, a high press line of engagement, a much higher defensive line. Trigger press much more often. Prevent your goalkeeper distribution. Get stuck in and step up more. But now overall, it did work for these teams, no question about it. And there are some changes. I definitely think the Italian asymmetric deformation worked a little bit better, more goals and things like that. But again, one save is completely different from another. So you could run the save probably 5 to 10 times, get some different results, maybe average them together and see how they work. But overall, I mean, see how it worked. Do you have a shadow striker more than, an attacking midfielder in your team? Then try that. Otherwise, if you have an attacking midfielder, go with the Italian asymmetric deformation. But again, we're going to take a look at the 4-2-4 deformation too, which is what this is based on, probably next week, and see how that works. Again, a lot of these tactics are just blending together right now. They all use very similar backbones, very similar tactical styles and positioning. So yeah, you're just going to have to take one, see how it works for your team and kind of mold it towards your team and go from there. But again, with all these different pieces of information and all these different tactics that look exactly the same, I definitely think, you've got some choices for your team. If you like the 4-2-4, if you like the 4-2-4 asymmetrics, whatever, change things up to a degree. And I think you've got a pretty solid tactic, whichever one you use. I mean, Aston Villa in first place 2 times in a row. Pretty phenomenal. But that's it for me, Sevian FM, for the Football Manager blog channel, saying thank you as always for watching. Take care and enjoy.